Give it up to the very incredible Dr. K.
Good evening. I love Oklahoma. Woo! You know why I love Oklahoma? Because you know God is everywhere when you're in Oklahoma. That's because every time, that's right, thank you. That's because every time a business closes down or relocates, a church opens up in a vacant building. Right, and they don't give it much of a facelift. You know, you get confused driving down the street. You're like, I'm gonna go get a burger. Oh, community outreach, okay. I'm gonna go get some gas here. Church of God, okay. Church of God? That's generic. I mean, when Walmarts started moving out of their regular stores and building supercenters, that was a huge move. That was a big boost for the charismatic movement. They're like, we are a department store now, hey! They left name tags for our ushers. We take over that Sears, Joyce Meyer will come visit us. I mean, before that, the Journey Church in Norman was stuck in what used to be a buy for less grocery store. Now, call me old-fashioned, call me traditional, call me Presbyterian, whatever, but I cannot attend worship in a church that used to be a supermarket. I keep thinking the minister's going to say, okay, it's Communion Sunday, everybody line up in aisle 6 for the bread. This is an open communion, white, whole wheat, sourdough. Pick up your grape juice at the demo table. Brothers and sisters, when you feel tempted by the impulse aisles of life, let God put you in the express lane. And now bow your heads as we have our weekly tithes and offerings. You always hear, what you give to the church comes back to you tenfold. But brothers and sisters, I have good news. This is double coupon day. It comes back 20-fold. Yeah. And as we bow our heads, let's hear special music from Brother Led Zeppelin. There's a lady next door, goes to church at a store, and she's taking the safe way to heaven. Some people say I shouldn't talk about church in a stand-up routine. I'm beginning to think that now. But anyway, no, they say it's blasphemy, you know, to make jokes about a church. But I know God has a sense of humor. Anybody who has children knows that God has a sense of humor. I just had one child, and I figured that out right away. When she was a baby, I was married at the time, and great to have a captive audience, isn't it? I was married at the time, and my wife and I would take turns giving this baby girl a bath. And what I didn't know was we each had different methods of running the bath water. I would just turn on the hot knob, wait till the water got hot, turn on the cold knob, balance it out to warm, then plug the drain and fill the tub. Now my wife, she would just plug the drain, turn the hot knob on. When the initial cold water comes out, she hopes it balances out with the hot water that's going to come out. And then if it doesn't, then she turns on some cold to balance it out when the water is scorching hot. Well, one day we both gave her a bath. And I didn't know that. She was running the water, I was undressing the baby. And so I undressed the baby. And I pick her up, and I'm getting ready to set her in the tub, and my wife says, Kelly, no, the water's hot! So I pull the baby away before she touches the water. I set her on my lap, and when you've got a naked baby sitting on your lap, your first impulse is to say, please God, don't let her pee. And that is when I learned that God has a sense of humor. When I said, please God, don't let her pee, and I quickly learned that that prayer was way too specific. And when a child defecates on you, you want revenge. But you can't get revenge on the baby. However, when she was 3, and she had this Cabbage Patch doll named Lana Forberta, and she would love to change the diaper on that doll. And she would say, Lana Forberta poo-pooed in her diaper. And then she would proceed to change the doll's diaper. It got kind of embarrassing when we'd have guests over and say, Lana Forberta poo-pooed in her diaper. So one night, my wife and I plotted revenge on a 3-year-old. She was cooking dinner one night, had tacos. Before she washed the dishes, we waited for the taco meat that's left over to kind of cool off in the pan. Watched the movie for a couple of hours, and then and she didn't notice the doll disappeared, and I said, Chloe, did Lana Forberta poo-poo in her diaper? Lana Forberta poo-pooed in her diaper. Well, gee, Chloe, I guess you better change Lana Forberta's diaper. She took the doll, set it down, and my biggest mistake was not having a camera ready when she opened up that diaper and went. God bless you all. Good night.
Dr. K, everybody.